Hey guys, it's Di, and I'm going to do another wear and tear bag update video for you guys today. And today the style I'm going to do is the Totally MM style, and the color is in the Damier Azur color, so it's kind of like a off-white and a blue print. And this, of course, has the vachetta leather, the two shoulder straps, and the side pockets, which is really kind of the unique thing about this style. And this is the medium size, so it's kind of in between the smallest size, the PM, and the larger size, which is the GM. So I found that the size works really great for every day, and you can kind of find more information about how I like using it and just a general review on it on a review I did a few months back. But I wanted to kind of give an update as far as the wear and tear. And my general disclaimer that I'm throwing out there is I really feel like I'm kind of the average handbag owner. I try not to overload my bags, so this hasn't been used in like a school setting or anything like that where I'm loading it up with textbooks and that sort of thing. My idea with this bag is that I would use it for occasional use as a regular handbag, so just with my regular items, and then I did use it for a few plane trips and that sort of thing, so it had my regular items with like a magazine, boarding passes, and that sort of thing additionally. So I don't keep like a laptop or anything like that in it, so you can kind of get a sense for what kind of general use it's had. And my daily items that I carry with me are like my wallet, cell phone, keys, sunglasses case, makeup bag, and then just like odds and ends like receipts, a little card case, and that sort of thing. So that is basically what kind of use it's had. Alright, so the decode is down over here on the side pocket. Kind of took me a minute to find it because I was looking on the interior pockets, and it's on one of the outside pockets on the Totally. And the day code for this is SD4160, so the 46th week of 2010, and I bought it in February of 2011. So this is actually one of my newer bags, and so it is about almost 2 years old at this point. And it has had, I took it on a vacation in March right after I got it. During the summer, I would use it for a few weeks off and on, traded in and out with other bags. It got the most use during the summer of 2011. And most recently, it's been used on a plane flight or two, but I haven't used it as a daily bag since the summer of 2011. So overall on the outside, it has held up okay. There's just a little bit of jeans transfer and that sort of thing on the piping down here in the corners. And on the interior is a lighter color. So I do feel like it shows kind of wear and dirt just a little bit more, but it still looks overall pretty good. Obviously it's not too old of a bag. It does have the D-ring on the inside, and I don't use it, so I can't speak to how that's held up. The pockets on this bag work really great. I love putting my keys down in there, and I haven't had any issues with the pockets as far as wear. They're doing really great. The seams have held up and everything, so I think that those are a great feature of this bag. And the zipper on this bag is substantial, but it's really easy to zip, so the zipper on this has been a great zipper. On the sides, it has these tabs, and I know that I've seen a number of users that have different tricks for how to get these to lay flat, but with use, for whatever reason, I don't use these to zip it. It just seems like these tabs just naturally tend to kind of curl up like that, and they don't necessarily bother me, but it is, you know, kind of annoying, I guess, when people notice it. I don't even think anything of it, but I guess, you know, when people say like, oh, aren't you going to do anything about that? Not really, but so this is just kind of a characteristic of the style that naturally happens with wear, and I believe there's a few different tricks you can do to kind of pinch it down to the side, and it'll help them stay a little bit flatter. So these side tabs were something going into it that I knew they could kind of fold up like that, and I have just decided to not do anything about them, but if it does bother you, there are a few things you can do to kind of help them not fold up like that. The regular vachetta on the handles has developed kind of a nice tan. Shows a little bit of dirt from, you know, use and that sort of thing, but I feel like because of the color it doesn't show up that much. And the top part of the handles has worn quite nicely. Unfortunately, this is the bag, the first bag that I have a very big issue with. Not very necessarily huge, but I have a negative thing to say about it, about the style and how it's worn. I purchased this bag in February of 2011. It is now August of 2012. This is actually one of my newer bags. I've had this bag for about a year and a half. And I first took it on a trip in March, and like I said earlier in the video, you know, I feel like I put like a regular amount of things in there. I don't put a laptop in my bags. I don't put heavy reading books or textbooks or anything like that. I don't feel like I overfill them. And long about February 2012 or March 2012, I went to pull it out for a trip, and I realized that the leather on this O-ring area had started to pull or was stretched out ever so slightly. And I basically, you know, Louis Vuitton, I don't know whether it's written or unwritten, but it seems like they kind of have a 1-year warranty. And this literally, I either noticed it or it happened right around that 1-year mark. We typically go on trips in March, so I believe it was like in March of 2012 that I noticed it, and I bought it in like February of the previous year, so it was just over a year. So this is the first bag that I've ever really had an issue like this, and I will just be, you know, kind of open and honest. I have not contacted Louis Vuitton customer service about it, but I really was miffed when I found this, because I don't feel like this bag is that old, and I don't feel like it's really had too extraordinary of use. I mean, for the type of bag that it is, I feel like everything that I've done with it, I should have been able to do without have been damaged or have any like over excessive wear and tear at all. So I will try to get a close-up of this, but basically what has happened is it is this area right around, actually that goes around the ring. The leather has started to pull just in this one area. And I will say that this is the corner that is always in the back on my arm. So I suppose that if I'm zipping and unzipping, I never zip it obviously with this open. I don't honestly know, because that's the shoulder strap that would be down when I would unzip it. So I don't really know what has started this, but now that it's there and now that I know that it's there, I don't even want to use this bag, because I'm afraid that it's going to get worse and worse. I'm literally afraid that if I took it on a trip with me, that, you know, the leather would just get worn down to the point that I'd have to be worrying about like my strap breaking in the middle of the trip, and I don't want to deal with that. So I really honestly have been disappointed in how this bag is worn in, and it could have just been really bad luck on my part. It could have just been circumstantial. You know, I don't know that anything has happened to this bag, and it looks to me like the leather just had a weak point. So it's just really bad luck. But for me, that's a wear and tear issue, and I would be hesitant to ever own any other of this style again, because I don't know if it has anything to do with the style or if it was just bad luck due to a circumstance or due to the leather on it. So hopefully I was able to show you a little bit more in the close-up pictures, but this is actually kind of the first big problem I've had with the Louis Vuitton bag, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it, because I really, you know, don't want to use this bag because of the reasons that I stated. So it's kind of unfortunate, but I do really still like the style. And I feel like the exterior of the bag has worn okay. It's just this one handle issue that I really have had kind of an issue with. So overall, all of the other main parts, other than this area where the handle connects, the handles themselves have been nice and sturdy. The zipper on this has been really nice and functional, easy to get into. The interior of the bag is held up. I use these pockets to put my cell phone, my keys, and that sort of thing in. They've had no problems, and the outside pockets have also held up well. So this strap area is really the big problem area for me, and I don't know. I would be curious to see if I'm like the only person out there that's ever had this problem, or if this is something you just have to watch for on the Total Ace. So hopefully this has been helpful. And again, I don't know that I would necessarily like say shy away from the style, because it's going to happen. I think it's just probably due to bad luck on my part. It was just a weak part. It was just a weak area in the leather. But that being said, I mean, if this happened with me just throwing my wallet and like one magazine down in there, I definitely wouldn't use this bag for a laptop or school if you're going to want a bag for school or loading up with textbooks, because if it can't even hold a wallet and a magazine, then it's not going to be able to hold your textbooks and a laptop. So that's just my 2 cents, and hopefully it's been helpful. I would be interested to hear your experiences with the Totally, and if you have any suggestions for what I should do with this little leather area, because obviously it's not like a huge deal right now. I just don't want to be on like a week-long, 2-week-long trip, and all of a sudden the leather just starts to go, and then I'm stuck with a bag that is broken in the middle of my trip. So that is that. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Have a great day.